We've got a bit of a change here from Will Haycox. Usually he's coming out to Here Comes the Sun, but this time it's Build Me Up Buttercup. He comes out to some of the chillinest music, and he puts on some of the most brutal performances. He has a history of just being a submission expert. Most of his finishes at amateur came with submissions. His one pro debut was just a brilliant masterclass of a triangle armbar combination, which he landed in the 3rd round. It was an exhausting affair for Will Haycox. He had almost gone the full 15 minutes when he snapped that on. And we're going to see tonight how he's adjusted from that time, how he's developed as a fighter. He's got a great team behind him. And I know he's going to be looking to use that against Gribic in a few moments. Wow, he's getting the last few instructions from his corner, as well as some Vaseline applied. You see the professional nature of MMA Battle Arena. Every time we've got officials cage side, we have our medical team, and the fighters' safety is of the highest importance, but that's up to the professionals. These guys are going to come out and just throw absolute bones at each other, and Haycox looks so pumped up, he's calling to the crowd there. We've got a few more moments. Daniel Gribic will join us as well. Daniel, the grappling king Gribic, hailing from Sweden of all places, representing Red Line Training Center and training BJJ out of Bergen BJJ, which has a very experienced submission wrestling program there, which transfers very over to MMA, as they're not training in the gi all the time or relying on those grips that you might have. He's in very good shape. He's coming in. Looks to be the thicker of the two fighters. They've both come in excellent condition here tonight. Well, all the training's been done, all the preparation. We're only moments away from them putting that to the test. Who's going to get there fastest with the mostest? Not a shred of fat on Haycox. Similarly from Gribic, thick, strong, very different walkout music, a chilling sort of affair from Will Haycox, whereas this is a very rage-filled walkout song for Gribic. Maybe he's trying to get himself pumped up, though. I don't think you need to be pumped up when you get in the cage. Good show of respect there from both fighters. Some boos going there for Gribic, but he's definitely come with a plan to spoil the party. He's going to get called to the middle. There'll be a few final instructions from our referee, Paul Nichols. If you notice, they're wearing only 4-ounce gloves, and it only takes a little touch to do a lot of damage. All right. Thanks for joining us, Chris. It was great seeing you there in the cage. You were looking fabulous, mate.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Here comes a round one triangle. Who said that, Steve? That's bias.
That is biased, but we got some feinting in. A big leg kick comes in for Gribic. He's trying to get it started quite quickly.
Steve, you were saying about how you've seen an improvement in Will Haycox striking. We saw that earlier with a little punching combination.
He's doing very well. He's moving side to side here, but we know that people can get caught. And I was just making the observation that these small gloves, a wrong move the right way, and you'll be on your butt.
And the thing is, Gribic is doing very well, Steve, is he's controlling the middle of the cage. It just limits Will Haycox's movement, but there he is, blasting forward. Oh, the kick on the end.
I like that. And Gribic says, that looked nice.
Yeah.
But I like Haycox. He's dropping his level a bit. He's threatening the takedown or entering. Ooh, left hook and short right hand there.
It's just got to give Will Haycox so much confidence. He knows that throwing these combinations forward, if he does get rocked, he can just shoot, turn this into a grappling match where we know he's so strong.
Stung him again with that left hook. He's doing really well to. Yeah, Gribic can't be entering with that right hand down. He's getting check hooked all day long.
just both fighters really showing what it means to be a professional, Steve. Just so composed, so calm, not rushing in, which is what we see with some of the amateur fighters.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of a lesson there for the people at home. Gribic can't be throwing things half-heartedly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Haycox is looking for. He's in on the hips, drags him to the mat.
And Gribic's very experienced, Steve. 4-3 as an amateur. That's a very, very active amateur record, but nothing like Will Haycox's 11 wins in a row.
Yeah.
And this is what we've seen from Will before. If you end up on the floor, he's just a wet blanket.
He's all over you. Great head position there against the cage, and he starts looking to drop down for the single. A right hand lands for Gribic.
Oh, lovely move by Haycox, head off line. Nice combination.
Yeah, he's kind of moving his head off line, then swiping with the right and then the left.
Yeah, Gribic has got great power there, Steve. You can see the sting he's got in his shots. Haycox.
I'm starting to see Gribic kind of bite onto the feints, though, and that could open the finish up.
And that's what we're seeing from Will Haycox. We're seeing this constant evolution from the amateur fighter to the professional fighter, and it's one of the things he's really added to his game is not being so predictable with his striking.
Exactly, and he wasn't waiting there for Gribic. He was ready to come forward with a straight right, a lead right hand, which is quite just offsets the tempo. But he's getting backed up a lot here. Maybe that's part of the plan, try to counter fight a bit in this second professional fight for Will Haycox.
Now we know that Will Haycox has got this highly regarded grappling skills on the floor, but Daniel Gribic, no stranger to the mats himself. Invited to the ADCC Open in Sweden. Oh, Haycox eats a heavy left hand there, rushing in with a kick.
Yeah, I see him dropping his head there. It'd be interesting to see if Gribic can meet that with a knee. Yeah, you see he jumps in with a straight kick there, and now Haycox is back in the clinch.
And Gribic is his pro debut. He lost, but it was a very close decision.
He's got the hand in for the switch here, so he can use that to put some pressure. Abandons it.
I just hear calls of Khabib. They want Haycox to reach around the back of Gribic, drag him down to the floor, but Gribic doing such a good job getting back to his feet. He knows the danger with Will Haycox.
This was a question as well with Haycox. He puts on an incredible tempo. He was really exhausted at the end of his professional debut. It went 3 rounds, well, almost 3 full rounds until the submission. He was quite tired afterwards, so it'd be interesting to see how he has adjusted his, whether it's his conditioning or his approach. Ooh, very nice overwrap. Haycox is right back up. You see him breathing heavy though there.
Haycox having a good left hand on the break, but yeah, it's going to be interesting, Steve. I mean, this is the difference between the pro and the amateur ranks. You've got longer rounds, and generally you're going to cut a little bit more weight as well, just to give you that advantage, but it can have havoc on your cardiovascular system if you don't get it right.
I'd like to see Gribic go back to those leg kicks, because you see Haycox is bringing his feet in line and bouncing side to side, doing the Willie Pep step. That's time to just kick the legs. Boom, big knee comes flying up. That might have been it.
And that's another difference in these professional ranks, knees and elbows.
Oh, it's a right hand as well.
Gribic landed a lovely right.
And Gribic is feeling good here. He's got 50 seconds and he's a big kick there.
Yeah, Gribic is doing well when he switches stance. From that orthodox stance, he does really well.
Needs to not get too happy. A big right hand, and Haycox is turning away.
Yeah. I mean, this might be the most trouble we've seen Will Haycox in his whole career, Steve.
Definitely. That's what we come to learn from him. He's got the underhooks now, and Gribic is going to pull him up a bit. He's got to pull him up like a pair of pants. Haycox is low on the single again. Gribic limp leg out.
He's still a very close round. Oh, lovely timing on that.
This might be the difference here. Is just an experience. Oh, nice little tie up here, but maybe not enough time to do anything with it. This takedown. Gribic looks a little bit fresher. It'll be interesting to see how Haycox walks back to his corner, because he's put on an absolute redlining sort of pace here in the first round.
And that's the thing, Steve, with his style of mixing together the takedowns, the shooting, it can be exhausting. Or, you know, is he just one of those people that looks a bit tired?
Yeah, I think that might just be his face. You know, he's just
that's
that
very
kind of
rude, Steve. He's a very handsome man.
Yeah, very much so. But just, yeah, he's not breathing too heavy. I'd like to see his corner shaking his arms out a bit, because he's trying to do a lot of those clinching exchanges, which will cause blood into the shoulders, and we saw him slow down a little bit with his strikes there towards the end of the round. Gribic has taken the stool. I hate the stool, Chris. I've got an issue with the stool. Are you going to come out and sit down? No, you're going to come out and stand up, right? You got to keep the blood in the legs.
Yeah, I like the lean on the cage. That's my style.
Yep, chill, lean on the cage, get the arms up.
Though. But yeah, very interesting round that, Steve. I mean, I think a lot of the pundits had Will Haycox probably just based on record winning in round 1, but it's been a lot closer than people predicted.
Advice for Haycox: throw I say throw that lead right hand, wait for the right hand counter, square hips, shoot in.
Yeah.
Opposite for Gribic. Keep
so.
it long, Put that jab in the face and make Haycox question himself.
I think we've seen in the grappling exchanges that Will Haycox does have an advantage in the wrestling grappling exchanges, and Gribic is landing in the striking exchanges, and we know that Will Haycox does have very good striking outs as well, but maybe it's time to go back to that well of the thing he's best known for.
Possibly. He's off the center line. He's loading up the left hand there, but he's not throwing it right now. So whether his confidence has been shaken, there you go, a little glancing kick there to set things off.
But I think we often see this from Will Haycox. He starts to start around slowly, just feeling his opponent out again. Because your opponent's got to come out with a slight difference.
Ooh, that glancing left almost landed.
See, Gribic, every time he started off the first round southpaw, Steve, and he wasn't having that much success. And then every time he went orthodox, he was having really good success rate. And now he's just sticking with that orthodox stance.
Nice kick there, lands up. Haycox is smiling.
Oh, I think he knows he landed that one. Little bit of psychological warfare.
This bouncy style from Gribic is easily to be timed. There's a chopping kick from the lead here. They're both trying to read each other's counters here, but everyone's feinting instead of throwing. They need to throw something on the end of the feint. If you're going to feint left, throw the right. Yes. Feint high, throw the kick. Ooh, there.
Ooh,
that
one had landed him.
Oh, I think he's still stunned.
Yeah.
Gribic definitely ate that left hook. And now Haycox is low, and then he's up again with the very nice little underhooks there used.
I'm not sure the strategic move there from Will Haycox. I mean, Gribic, he had two big shots. He had a little bit of a deer in the headlights look about him. And I think that going for the shot may have actually given him a little bit of recovery time.
Just saw Haycox get exposed there with almost a really extended right hand.
Yeah, it does look a little bit out of shape just on some of the breaks. And that's because he looks so good the rest of the time.
I think he had a bit of success with that lead, with that just throwing the straight right. He threw his reverse hand a couple times just off the bat.
That's the thing. I think Gribic is going this way around because it's working for him. But I think it's actually possibly a natural southpaw. This is why he's struggling defensively.
You see, and we just see Haycox out of shape there. Not necessarily damage done, but you're out of position in the eyes of the judges here. So right now I have Gribic ahead in this round, but we're only 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. Haycox seems to have a bent nose as well. I'm wondering if that's affecting his breathing. He's got his mouth open.
I think he's always got a slightly bent nose, Steve. Could just be reddened.
Yeah. Both of them are standing in the pocket, and they got a little bit of a pause there. They're like, well, what should I throw now? Keep throwing and go to the body. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it becomes a strategy of conserving energy and being efficient.
I love, just to break, this is what I call the pep step, folks. He's bouncing back and forth against the cage, not allowing Gribic to back him up.
But he's also having to do that because Gribic does such a good job of always controlling the middle, not taking too many back steps. And it just keeps...
Oh, Gribic is in on the legs now.
Is this a mistake, Steve? We know that Will Haycox is so dangerous.
He needs to bring those knees together, big takedown. And we've seen Haycox be so strong off his back. This might just be a point sort of thing, but he's going to the
wrap the legs.
What we call the Khabib, just not quite as tight as usual. And Haycox wraps the head, and he's going to use that to either stand up or set up a guillotine. Can't get his hands together yet. Now he does.
Steve.
You called it as a mistake, Chris. I don't see Gribic, using this correctly, and he's
one
using
of
it
the
to
most
reverse.
Devastating guards we've seen in the history of Battle Arena, owned by Will Haycox. So dangerous off his back, and I know it's professional division, and I know there's ground and pound, but Gribic had to give the position up. He had to let Will roll him and end on the top just to avoid the guillotine. This is the danger of Will Haycox.
And now there's elbows landing for Haycox on top. Good half guard work from Gribic just to start, but he's looking for a Kimura trap, and on a skilled fighter like Haycox, that's not going to happen.
I think Haycox is almost looking for a dart there, Steve. Maybe trying to control the arm, pull him down.
Wrapped, and he's quite long. And
guillotine.
If he tries to fight up, he's going to have it.
Yeah, was looking for a sneaky dart.
I won't be surprised if this last minute on the floor is what is our TSN turning point. He's got to come up high with that underhook the way he did in the first, and then he does. Kick on the break. Lovely, lovely. The evolution of Haycox is not complete, but just looking great. Good head position. Gribic is tough as nails, mate. Big left hook lands.
For Will Haycox's future opponents, watching this video,
that knee was right on the chin there. Haycox just ate it like it was like a hot cross bun, mate. No problem. Like a couple sweeties. I'd like to see some elbows thrown as they're toe-to-toe there. That'd be nice.
Anyone watching this video on YouTube because you're researching Will Haycox because you're his future opponent, don't take him down.
Yeah,
don't want him on his back.
And don't throw looping lead left hooks, but that knee really landed. I wonder if the judges caught that. So that was a devastating strike.
Yep.
Some blood coming from the nose of Haycox.
It's very interesting how it's going to be scored, Steve. I mean, how much do you take into account the takedowns? I mean, Will landed pretty heavy in that round as well. I feel round 2, in my mind, was clearly a Will Haycox round, but that round number 1, I have no idea.
There's the big question there. And then how he's going to come out for this 3rd round.
Yeah,
He's taking the stool now. They're having a look at the nose. Haycox still smiling. Like, it doesn't matter. He's took a bit on the chin there. That knee, that running up knee was really cool from Gribic. Very effective sort of strike there. Neither fighter has gone to the body very often, and
no.
I would have thought if you were in Gribic's corner after the first, you see him breathing heavy, you see the striking working, start going to the body as well to open the head up. We haven't seen that, and I think Haycox's corner just might have a little bit more in terms of experience, so that might be the difference. It might be who's quarterbacking. Might make all the difference, but I know Haycox loves the finish, and he's even scored it in the 3rd round in his professional debut, so watch for him to look for the finish again.
If you have a strong opinion on this fight, how it's gone, if you think me and Steve are completely wrong, let me know at Chris Fensom, FENSOM, BJJ on Instagram. Drop me a message. Let me know what you think of this fight. Here we go.
Touch of gloves. Still a lot of respect. And definitely more respect than they started with, because both fighters hurt the other. Haycox coming out in southpaw this time. For that left high kick.
Will Haycox, multiple wins, 3 triangles, an armbar, a Von Flue choke, a TP choke, and a rear naked choke, all on his resume. Such diversity. His pro debut November last year. 2nd fight, trying to show the pro division that he is a force to be reckoned with.
Haycox is, I've seen it now. Haycox is really looking to counter. He's lost that floaty lead hand that he'd had before, and he's got a harder jab. I'd like to see him establish it.
I think one of the issues with this fight, is, Steve, is they're kind of both counter fighters. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring. Not this fight has been far from boring, but
just waiting for each other.
Yeah.
We're having that little break right now, this little moment here where both fighters trying to get one off. I like Gribic going to the body, jab, going to the body, jab, going to the leg with the kick.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen Will shoot already and try and make sure he wins this round. But he's got that.
There's a low kick there
in his back pocket,
landing on the calf. Haycox doing very, very well here.
Yeah, his footwork's great, his movement's great.
Just confidence, a lot more confidence than we've seen him with in terms of striking. And he's always side-eyeing you, like he's always got an eye on you. His head's turned a little bit away, but he's giving you the side eye, and there's the body kick there.
Lovely kick. Haycox couldn't hide that one. That one stung.
Yeah, he's dropped his hand a bit. Now you got to come after him. That might be the only chance that you get.
Pretty sure Haycox wants to put him away.
Looking for that, yeah, looking for that check hook on the way in.
He's not just trying to win this round.
That's why we're not seeing Gribic throw any right hands. He's aware of that now. He needs to go back to the leg. There's a right hand that lands. Gribic running away with this round at the moment. 2 minutes in.
Big shot.
Every time Haycox gets hit, he smiles. I want to see a mean mug a bit. Ooh, big right hand. Ooh, coming forward.
Ooh, came back.
Left hand gets him staggered back.
Yeah, I think he's more off balance than he was hurt.
There we go. There's that jab.
Something Will does very well as well. When he gets hit, there's always something coming back at you. It's very hard to get the 2nd and 3rd shot going.
Our referee, Paul Nichols, is having to run a mile right there. So much movement, so much footwork. I wonder how cage control is going to come into this, Chris, because Haycox has been backed up the whole time, and every time he gets tagged, he looks away. Ooh, there's the body shot again.
And how much are we scoring takedowns where, you know, there hasn't been a huge amount of ground and pound, or apart from the guillotine, not a particularly large amount of submission attempts.
The reversal score. Another jab in the hand. Now we see Gribic turning southpaw now.
Yeah, that's what he does. Oh, kick was close. He got a nod from Will Haycox. For a moment, there was no smile.
Yeah, for a moment there was. Oh, I'm still here. Good. This is a big test, like you said, a bigger test than we've ever seen for Will Haycox.
This is 2 minutes left in the round. I would expect Will to start shooting soon to mix up the game plan to try and make sure he's going to win this round.
And I haven't heard a time check come from either round, either corner right now, so it might be that both are fairly confident in their fighter.
I mean, they're both landing. That's the thing. There's both feints. They're both having huge moments. Psychic.
Every time Gribic lands, though, it's got a little bit of stank on it. That's for sure.
Oh,
but then
Haycox landed.
Comes back. Boom. You feel it. Hands need to come up big time for Haycox, I think, right now. We got 1:15 remaining.
I think the hands down thing, Steve, is because he is a counterfire. He's trying to baited it in, but the problem is because he's always backed up, he doesn't have much space to be that counterfire.
I'd like to see Haycox come forward with some of that Wolverhampton wrestling. The Wolves glances off the dome, and we saw him stagger there. Whether his equilibrium's gone, we don't know.
1 minute to go.
Haycox in, big time.
Oh, nice knee
again. Now Haycox is almost there. Gribic choosing to strike. 45 seconds. And he's up with the reverse crossface there.
Yeah, there's a question of strategy in this fight, Steve, because every time...
Chance for a Kimura trap.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that. Every time they've ended up in a grappling stage, in a grappling situation, you can clearly see that Haycox has a technical advantage.
Yep, needs to stomp that leg down and start looking to land shots on the break. Haycox pressing him up against the cage with less than 15 seconds left.
This is going to be hard to score, this fight, Steve. Very close.
It'll be who won the earlier rounds, right? Because this one is a Gribic round. Third round is Gribic.
Yeah, I'd say
I'm calling it right now. Unless there's something big in this last 5 seconds. Unless he walks onto something. That's it. Just throws it a little bit late there. He really committed. A very, very good performance from both fighters. I know Gribic thinks he won. Haycox doesn't seem totally convinced, but it depends. It all depends on how this was seen. How did you see it at home? Like Chris said, get him at Chris Fensom BJJ on Instagram. Get me at the Knucklehead on Instagram to let us know how it's going. I'm going to put up a quick photo of this one for the start, but what an amazing way to start our Nottingham card here for Battle Arena. Some head kicks landing, a knee landing, just so much to think about. And I am so impressed. An absolute barn burner of a fight. It's so good to be cage side. I can't tell you so much. I can't tell you enough, folks. These guys are just incredible fighters, and being able to stand here and watch them is it's just a wicked opportunity. We're going to go to our official announcement in a few moments. Just the judges at ringside are going to have to put a few all right, here we go for our official announcement. Chris Fensom's got the decision. I want to see if I can catch his eye and tell me. Well, there you have it, folks, at home. Will Haycox ekes a 3-round decision against Daniel Gribic. Could have gone either way. A really, really difficult fight for Haycox. Had a bunch of questions answered, but a few of the standout things for him. An excellent check left hook. His right hand was landing. A few head kicks there. And just, as always, incredible prowess on the ground. Will Haycox makes it 2-0 here at Battle Arena.